On June 29, 2023, deputies in Charles County were called to Waldorf after 34-year-old suspect assaulted a woman in a parking lot and stole her car. When officers spotted him minutes later, he took off at over 100 miles per hour, blowing through traffic signals and weaving dangerously through traffic.
Southbound 205. Southbound 205. Someone trying to get 6 at 5205. Number 2 lane, speed 116. No traffic. 759, number 1 lane, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. The accident, 1050.
Pushing his stolen car too hard, the suspect lost control and veered into oncoming traffic, straight into the path of a dump truck. The impact was brutal, the car completely totaled, and debris scattered across the road. Deputies reached the wreck within seconds and found the suspect fatally injured behind the wheel. The dump truck driver was taken to the hospital, while the crash site became a grim reminder of how quickly a high-speed chase can turn deadly. June 20th, 2024. Milwaukee officers attempted a felony stop at North 17th Street and West Vliet Street on a stolen vehicle tied to 2 armed carjackings earlier that same day. Inside were 6 suspects, including the 17-year-old driver Calvion Jeans and 18-year-old Ashley Patterson. What started as a traffic stop quickly escalated into a dangerous pursuit through the city.
You're now southbound on 17th Street from Vliet. Vehicles in the wrong way of travel. White Chevy Trax, go ahead, patch us with the sheriffs, and patch us with D5 right away, please. 3233 in pursuit of a white Chevy Trax. Opens to the car, continuing northbound. White van hit on the freeway, notify the sheriffs. The occupants seem to be okay.
Somebody stop with the car, make sure they're good.
Somebody stop with that vehicle, make sure they're all right. Continuing northbound on 43, speeds are 88. Traffic is moderate. Road conditions are dry. There's a white Chevy Trax, no plates, occupied 4 times, wanted for an armed robbery out of District 1, continuing northbound. Northbound on 43, crossing North Avenue, speeds are 79, traffic is moderate. Continue carjacking District 1. Continuing northbound, 43 north, passing Keefe, white Chevy Trax, no plates, occupied 4 times, wanted for an armed robbery, carjacking on District 1, speeds are 70.
The chase ended on Interstate 43 near West Vienna Avenue when the suspects ran into a construction zone and were trapped between barriers and a cement truck. Workers were nearby when the driver began reversing and ramming a squad car. Officers gave commands to stop, but the vehicle kept moving.
33 in pursuit. Looks like they're going to be blocked by construction equipment here.
Stop the vehicle!
In those critical seconds, one officer opened fire, hitting 2 suspects inside. Jeans was shot in the arm and jaw, while Patterson, who was pregnant, was critically wounded. The baby didn't survive. And if that wasn't wild enough, officers recovered a stolen deputy's firearm inside the vehicle. Yes, these teens had actually stolen a cop's gun. Now they're facing huge charges. Jeans could get up to 114 years, Patterson and others up to 60-plus years, and ringleader Samira Dean up to 72 years. What a crazy set of choices for a group of teenagers. This chase has no sound, but trust me, it's worth every second. On July 12th, deputies in Florence County tried stopping an SUV on North Cashua Street for a traffic violation. The driver, 22-year-old Brittany Nicole Jeffords, refused to stop. She even pulled into a parking lot, let a male passenger jump out, who was immediately arrested, then sped off again. The chase ended when Jeffords lost control and was ejected as the SUV rolled multiple times. EMS rushed her to the hospital before she was taken to jail. What started as a possible short stay for a suspended license turned into years in prison and likely lifelong injuries to deal with. One decision changed everything. Arkansas Trooper Donnie Cheers and another cruiser zeroed in on a stolen SUV, screaming along at 130 miles per hour. The driver wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Two bad choices about to collide in the worst way. Cheers' dash cam showed the lead unit closing the gap, waiting for the perfect moment to shut the rundown. At 130 miles per hour, the trooper's tap sent the SUV rolling, 8 full flips, before it slammed down in a grassy field. Mid-air, the unbelted driver was thrown out, hitting the ground hard but somehow still alive. Dazed from the crash, the driver staggered to his feet and tried to sprint off. He made only a few shaky steps before troopers closed in. Out of breath and banged up, he raised his hands and was cuffed on the spot. On a bright summer evening in Montgomery County, Ohio, 46-year-old James Collins took off in a white GMC Sierra with no license plate, kicking off a reckless pursuit with 3 passengers and a state patrol helicopter overhead. And the real twist? His best friend was casually enjoying the high-speed chase while riding in the truck bed. That's the last place I'd want to be if I ever ended up in one of these chases.
Bald or really short hair, one of the two. Completely bald, gray shirt, they just lost the tire. Hey, it looks like that male is messing with the ratchet strap trying to get all that stuff in the back out. Yep, he's trying to dump boards. Use caution, guys. He's trying to dump boards on you. Boards are coming in the paper. More boards. Use caution. Use caution. Careful, Brad. coming. More boards, watch out, guys. He's on the wrong side. Yep, wrong direction to travel. And he's up next to the wall here, into opposing traffic, guys.
Collins took a deadly turn onto I-75, driving south in the northbound lanes. He weaved through oncoming traffic, turning the chase into a head-on disaster waiting to happen.
Ed Moses. Gully to Cruise, I'm going to try to get down to 49 and block off the northbound traffic for you. Multi-car crash, multi-car crash. The white male's out on foot. Just south of the 51, start firing EMS. We're going to need at least 3 to 5 medics probably. We got multiple people running eastbound off the freeway. They're jumping down the onto the on-ramp here off of Sandridge, it looks like.
All 4 men, including Collins, were caught and arrested after trying to run. He and 49-year-old Thomas Downey now face felony charges like vehicular assault and fleeing. If convicted, Collins could spend over 8 years behind bars.
This road right now, traveling westbound.
During a routine traffic stop in East Bexar County, 33-year-old Ernest Montalongo gave a Texas DPS trooper a fake name, then hit the gas and took off. The trooper lost sight of him, but a DPS helicopter quickly picked up his trail. Montalongo crossed a highway, then drove the wrong way down Interstate 10, forcing drivers to dodge out of the way.
Just really slow. Okay, he's got smoke coming out of the front left tire now. He's probably going to have to shut it down pretty quick. He's smoking on the road. Just lost a tire. Now he's running on the rim. He is IH-10 and FM-1518 taking the exit. IH-10, 1518.
Hey, the Guadalupe troop, this 107. How far behind are you guys?
6631 to 107. We're on 1518 right now. I'm on 10. Got another unit on the access road.
Okay, 10-4. He's still slow rolling it, coming up to Frudenberg Road, still on the access. Heads up, guys. He looks like he's getting out. He's under the floorboard, guys. Under the floorboard. Be careful. Be careful. Under the floorboard, guys. Watch it. Taking up a defensive position, guys.
2 troopers managed to stop Montalongo on the interstate, but as they closed in, he pulled a gun. Gunfire erupted between the suspect and a DPS trooper. Both were hit. Montalongo later passed away at the hospital. The trooper was airlifted to University Hospital and survived.
In Georgia, where even sport car drivers have no future in high-speed chases, this Honda Accord decided to test its luck against the most feared agency in the South. On May 30th, 2021, Corporal Youngblood was exiting Interstate 75 in Atlanta when this sedan crested the hill behind him at over 100 miles per hour. The driver tried to rapidly slow down the second he spotted the GSP paint job, but the gap was already closed. Youngblood pulled a hard maneuver through the gore, flipped the lights, and the hunt was on before the driver could even clear the off-ramp.
It's a blue, I can't tell if it's a Honda or a small BMW. 85 horsepower. Passenger. Hold on.
driver actually did pretty well for a commuter car, pushing that Accord to a suicidal 140 miles per hour, while weaving through late-night traffic and flying down the emergency lanes. In a desperate bid to vanish, he reached for the switch and killed his headlights and taillights, attempting a ghost run in total darkness.
Clear, clear, clear.
We just 1050 with the car at Rockwood and Rockwood Drive. 1050 with the cars. We'll have one the other way. He's still going on Rockwood. Alright, I got you behind him now. We're taking 7 off the foot. Right on the turn, drive. We'll take you quick to it this time. I got him there.
The luck finally ran out on East Roxborough Road after the driver clipped a civilian and shattered his suspension against a curb. He bolted into the woods, successfully dodging a taser and outrunning the K9s, but he left his entire identity in the console. Corporal Youngblood found a recent citation in the car and dialed the number. Seconds later, the iPhone in the cup holder lit up with the trooper's own caller ID. Brian Eduardo Ramos thought he was a ghost, but between his abandoned Nike shoes and that ringing phone, he was hit with a mountain of felonies, including hit and run and felony fleeing. On September 23, 2022, Arkansas troopers found out why those 10-speed transmissions on the new Mustang GT are no joke. Trooper Rand Lace pulled over a dark Mustang GT on Interstate 40 after catching it flying down the highway. Everything seemed routine until the warrant check came back. The driver hit the hazards, then floored it, and just like that, the chase was on. The Mustang ripped down the interstate at over 170 miles per hour. By the 9-minute mark, that dude was probably at home smoking a cigarette while the trooper had to shut it down. Yeah, he had a little victory that night, but giving troopers all your info and then running isn't exactly a high IQ move. They didn't have to hunt hard. He was arrested the very next day.
On the morning of May 10th, 2024, a trooper parked at a BP gas station saw a red Dodge Ram TRX with illegal window tint. The truck left a nearby Chevron station and headed south on Bolton Road. The trooper followed, but didn't light it up yet. The Ram began picking up speed, swerving through curbs like it had something to hide. The trooper hesitated to call it a pursuit at first. He'd seen drivers speed before without knowing he was behind them, but this time was different. The Ram didn't slow down.
Are you fucking stupid?
trooper spotted the red Dodge, completely wrecked. The driver's seat had been pushed halfway out of the cab, and the driver was still strapped in, completely unresponsive. The trooper immediately called for medics and backup. Backup arrived within moments. Bystanders were already gathering, and officers had to keep them away from the crash. Despite efforts to help, it was clear the driver hadn't survived. The damage to the truck was severe, and the impact had done its worst. That's when he saw it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're into wild, high-speed chases, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
Novi, Michigan, October 24th, 2025. Imagine you're strapped to a stretcher, thinking you're on your way to the hospital, when someone suddenly hijacks the ambulance you're in. That's what happened when 33-year-old Changlin Lee, a crash victim himself, jumped into the driver's seat of a MedStar ambulance and sped off. A paramedic and a patient were stuck in the back for the wildest ride of their lives.
Through center. Continuing west on 8 Mile.
Thirty's right behind it.
Just past Green Ridge Drive. Continuing west 9.
I got the radio, 30.
As Lee floored it through construction zones at 70 miles per hour, the paramedic and patient were screaming, begging him to stop. Sirens wailed, lights flashed, and for those trapped inside, every second felt like forever. The chase ended at 8 Mile and Beck when Lee ran a red light and smashed into a GMC Yukon. The impact scattered debris across the intersection, but somehow everyone inside survived. Lee tried to run, but officers tackled and handcuffed him fast before he could reach for the knife he was carrying. He also tried to grab an officer's gun twice. His bond was set at $5 million, and the ambulance ride that started as a rescue ended like a movie scene gone wrong. Just after 1 a.m. on I-20 near Bill Kennedy Way, Trooper Swain clocked a gray BMW 640i doing 110 miles per hour in a 65. But when the lights came on, the driver mashed the gas, jumping to 137 miles per hour. What started on the interstate was about to turn into pure chaos in downtown Atlanta. Trying to shake the troopers, suspect bailed off the interstate and cut through 17th Street into downtown. A desperate move, but with a BMW at high speed in city traffic. That's a deadly combo.
Clear, clear, clear. Clear left, clear right. I can see clear left. I can see clear right.
North southbound spray coming.
They're southbound on Spring Street.
Alright, slow down in the intersection. Standby. Pit, 1050 until 11 standby.
Trooper lined up the BMW and hit it with a solid PIT. BMW crashed into multiple cars before finally stopping on Linden Avenue. Just like that, the joyride was over. On May 14th, 2022, Smyrna PD called for help on a Kia that was already running south through Atlanta. GSP caught it on Interstate 75, took over as primary, and that Kia started doing what Kias in chase videos love to do, act way faster than they were designed to be.
Passing Cleveland Avenue. Passing Cleveland Avenue. Pit attempt. We just passed Cleveland. Just passed Cleveland. They're coming up on Central Ave in Hayfield. Man, I messed up. Central Ave in Hayfield. Damn. Come on now.
The Kia was flying down the interstate at 130 miles per hour, eating up lanes while troopers threw several pit attempts that just didn't stick. And when you've got two troopers basically racing each other to pit, you're cooked.
On your right. Come on. That's 1941. That's 1941. Here's my house. We get them on interstate. We get them on. We get them all. Get them on, get to 54. No, I'm on north to 54. Got a big gas turn up 797.
The primary GSP trooper cooked the Kia with a perfect high-speed pit near GA54, spinning it off the roadway into a wall before it slid back across Interstate 75 and came to rest against the median. And after that impact, there was no foot run, no last-second hero move. Both occupants stayed put and gave up as troopers moved in for a felony stop. With felony fleeing at 130 miles per hour, the driver is likely facing 1 to 5 years, plus additional reckless driving charges.
A trooper waited near mile marker 216 on I-40 when dispatch relayed an alert. A red SUV was tearing down the interstate at nearly 100 miles per hour. Moments later, the vehicle came into view, recklessly weaving and using the shoulder to pass traffic. The trooper gave chase, but the driver, a deported felon with an active warrant, was already pushing the limits. What began as a routine stop quickly turned into a dangerous pursuit across multiple counties.
Temperature lamp, we had 110.
Staying on 40.
10-4, we're going to be on 40 right now. Traffic's still thick. They're going to be able to pit them right now. We're still westbound. Speeds are 110. Passing on shoulder. No, we're gonna stay 40 west.
Stand 40 west.
Yeah, I got a spot right here. Come on down, let me get it. Too much traffic. Can't pit him right there, we have traffic. We're gonna be staying 40 west, about to come up to the north interchange.
$67.55, I'll follow behind you, call it.
He's passing, he's going up here on the right, stand by.
Still 40 westbound, past the big church. Going 667, you're faster. Okay, right now, 40 west still. Got to be about medium for about 110 right now. We got a pit, roll over. Pit, roll over, stand by. Stop here, guys.
The chase finally ended near the 152-mile marker when a Troop A unit executed a precise PAT maneuver. The impact sent the red SUV spinning out of control, crashing hard into a highway barrier. The force of the collision caused the vehicle to roll over and land upside down on the shoulder. Debris scattered across the roadway as the dust settled, and just like that, the high-speed pursuit was over. The driver, Tego Caldero, was taken into custody at the scene without further resistance.
Westbound lane 393. Coming up on stop sticks. He missed him. Continuing eastbound. Please get a set of stop sticks on this guy.
411 speeds 115. Currently eastbound lane.
Copy 1140.
One of the bank units, one of the chargers, take lead on this. We're running out of fuel.
One coming up right now, and I'll come up behind him.
Copy 1140.
As the stolen patrol car blasted down the highway, the Colorado State Troopers knew they had to put a stop to it before things spiraled out of control. With reckless abandon, the suspect floored the gas pedal, weaving through traffic like a madman on a mission. But the deputies were prepared. They were ready for this moment. The troopers moved fast, deploying stop sticks along the highway. The stakes were high, one wrong move, and this chase would only get more dangerous.
I don't have vehicles. Where's the keys? Go ahead. You got the keys in it? I don't have vehicles. Where's the keys? Good sticks. We got it. You got the keys in it? Good sticks. We got it.
The shredded tires couldn't hold up against the speed and force of the chase. The stolen patrol car veered off course, slamming into a semi-truck at high speed. The crash was catastrophic. The suspect, though alive, was pulled from the wreckage and rushed to the hospital, but later passed away from his injuries.
On July 10th, 2023 in Arkansas, Lerone Gray was clocked at 89 miles per hour in a Camaro, but when the trooper flipped around, Gray hit the gas and took off. His 2 young kids were in the car with him as he pushed it to 151 miles per hour. The chase finally ended with a tactical pit. Gray spun out and stopped across lanes, but before getting out, he rolled down the window, holding up his young son in the front seat like a human shield. Troopers rushed in and found a second child in the back seat. No car seats, no protection, just 2 kids trapped inside a rolling felony. Luckily, both were unharmed and quickly pulled to safety. Inside the car, troopers found 157 grams of weed and a modified Glock with an illegal switch. Gray admitted the weed was his. He's now facing multiple felonies, including 2 counts of child endangerment. On June 3, 2023, Conway police spotted a stolen 2015 black Mustang GT roaring down I-40. Packing over 400 horsepower from its 5.0 engine, the car had plenty of muscle. The driver was so reckless that Arkansas state troopers jumped in to take over the pursuit.
Okay, I'm trying to get across the mortgage.
The Mustang ripped past 120 miles per hour, swerving across lanes and slamming brakes to shake off troopers. Even after being clipped twice by patrol cars, the driver kept pressing.
The only roads out there are dead ends, except my way comes out on 326. These are about 66. We'll see you. Let's say they're there anymore. 30s are coming to you. If you can get up to that intersection, you'll be right in front of them. 5's not hitting me. That's the other side. Good for I'm going to came out further down. I'm up here. If I need to turn around, I need to get back the way you're going. 30 to 5 is back behind you. Comment that road. That's the kind of straight shot down the whole road. Went out to a stop sign. He is. He's surrounded. He's off in the ditch. We got him here. On 326.
Near Highway 326, troopers closed the trap. A pit spun the Mustang and another cruiser shoved it into a ditch, crushing the driver's side door. The GT's final ride ended in the dirt. When officers pulled him out, the suspect shrugged and admitted he knew he was going to jail anyway. With charges for auto theft, felony fleeing, and reckless driving, that joyride could cost him up to 15 years in prison. On May 1st, 2024, a Kentucky State Trooper clocked a red Corvette C8 doing 105 miles per hour on Interstate 69 near Draffinville. The driver was 29-year-old Otis McKinney, and instead of taking the L like an adult, he punched it, dragging KSP and the McCracken County Sheriff's Office into a chase that spilled onto Interstate 24. McKinney kept the Corvette at 105 miles per hour, blowing past traffic and even riding the shoulder like it was his private VIP lane, because apparently if you can afford a C8, you think you bought the whole highway too. At one point, he had nearly a 3-mile head start, but the trooper had eagle eyes, tracking every exit he took until that advantage disappeared fast.
I got him. He's coming straight on towards me. Coming straight on towards me. Going through a yard. He went through someone's yard here. Where? Back out. Got him. We're back on.
Yeah, so repent at the speed reduces to 10.
Turn in onto Custis. Turn it on to Custis. There is no outlet here.
Station, thank you.
You're going through a field now. Going through a field now.
Maybe again, supposed to be 10-3, supposed to be 10-3.
The chase ended the way bad plans usually do, on a dead-end road with the Corvette crashing deep into the woods and nowhere left to go. And honestly, if you're driving a C8 through the woods trying to get away, you're fresh out of ideas.
Okay, get on your face! Get on your face now! Hands on your back! Oh, you shut on me! Jump on me bad, bro! I don't care, shut up!
McKinney was arrested for reckless driving, wanton endangerment, fleeing and evading police, and criminal mischief, charges that can add up to years behind bars. Because at that point, how do you get a 3-mile head start and still fail? If you can't lose a cop in a C8, it might be time to give up driving sports cars altogether. On July 10th, 2025, Florida trooper spotted Mercedes GLC flying down SR 408 at 92 in a 60. When he tried to pull it over, the driver, later identified as 33-year-old Darius Demetrius Lowe, hit the gas and took off, weaving through traffic and using the shoulder to pass.
Go for it. 133 traffic, 1541 westbound, 11 mile marker, freeway, 1031 over vehicle. I'm still there till 97. They're back on grade, Mercedes Utilities River, 2020 model expires 10/31 of 25, and it's 54 on 29. Subject for that's part of the hearing, location on the traffic.
The Mercedes blasted westbound, topping out at 135 miles per hour. Lowe cut across lanes, nearly causing multiple wrecks, and even brake-checked the trooper chasing him.
Hold on, Mario. Go eastbound. Definitely single 4 at Pioneer. All right, get ready for phone. 54-1 if you can. Hold on, Mario. Hold on.
The hit spun the Mercedes into the median wall, then shoved it into the guardrail. The luxury SUV was destroyed, the chase finally over. Lowe ran on foot, but quickly gave up. Troopers found fentanyl pills, nearly $4,000 in cash, and a fake Glock-style torch lighter in his possession. Already on release for fleeing police, he now faced new charges with no bond.
Well, folks, grab your popcorn. This story starts with a patrol officer minding his own business and ends in a tale that could only happen in real life. On April 8, 2023, an officer's patrol shift went from 0 to what in the world in the blink of an eye. Let's just say it involved a pair of pants, or rather, the lack of them. Picture this, a quiet patrol night, just another day on the job. But suddenly, the officer spots a vehicle parked in a lot with two, let's call them unconventional passengers. The couple inside was busy, and by busy, we mean they were deeply engaged in some very intimate activities, with no pants on. Yes, you heard that right, no pants. But hold up, it gets crazier. Now things take a turn for the interesting. The officer approaches the vehicle and orders them to get dressed. The male occupant, drunk. But lucky for him, he wasn't behind the wheel, so he was free to go after a quick chat. The woman, however, she was the driver, and she was about to have a very different conversation with the officer.
And is that your vehicle, the Mustang?
Yes.
All right. And just to confirm, what was going on when I first arrived?
It was the first night that I met him, and I was just I liked him, and I was attracted to him, so I wanted to like be attracted to him.
Okay.
But
is that why your pants were off and his pants were off?
Yeah.
Okay. And after you all finished that, what were you gonna do?
Absolutely nothing. I was gonna go home.
You're gonna go home, and where's home?
On Alafaya.
Alafaya. Okay.
The officer asked her to perform a series of sobriety tests, and guess what? She fails miserably. She's as drunk as a skunk trying to navigate a straight line.
You're okay. You're okay.
At this point, there's no denying it. This woman was definitely driving under the influence. But wait, this gets even better. Not only does she get caught for DUI, but she decides to fight it.
Are you okay?
Why?
Just look at me real quick. There you go. And then your tattoos.
Why?
What's that?
Why?
Because that's what my sergeant requires.
Why?
What? Why?
Yeah.
I have no idea. You can ask him that. I have no idea.
Why does he want?
What's that?
Why does
Well, right now you're going to be placed under arrest for DUI. Go ahead, turn around for me. Place your hands behind your back. Actually, before I put this one here, let me take this off and put it in your... Here, hold on a second. I'm going to take your watch off and put it in your... actually, take your watch off for me and put it in your pocket. That way I don't want it to get damaged. And I don't... With the handcuffs on, it could hurt your wrist a little bit. There you go. You just turn around, place your hands behind.
Can I ask what I'm getting put on arrest for?
For DUI.
For what?
For DUI.
What did I do?
I just told you. Go turn around.
Can you tell me again?
Yeah, you're under the influence of alcohol to the point your normal
But why
faculties are
did
being
you pull
affected.
me over?
First of all, if you don't turn around, you're going to get charged.
But why did you pull me over? I'm just wondering.
Because you're having sex in a parking lot.
Why
I just told you that.
over?
I just told you. Because you're having sex in a parking lot.
Why are you guys here?
I just told you. Turn around.
Why?
Turn around. I'm not going to play with you. This isn't how it goes. We're not doing roadside roads. And I told you multiple times already. You don't have sex in a parking lot, okay?
But why were you guys called?
Nobody called. I was doing my job and patrolling.
But why were you guys called?
Nobody was called.
So why did you guys come?
Because it's my job to patrol.
But why did you guys come?
Stop.
But why did you guys come?
Hold on.
Yeah, resisting arrest was totally the move here. Instead of just taking the L and heading to jail, she decides to make a scene. So the dust settles, and now it's time for the consequences. After everything went down, this woman is sentenced to 9 months of probation. Not the kind of sentence you want on your record, trust me. On top of that, she's got to attend DUI school, join a victim awareness program, do community service, and pay some serious fines.